Here, Busan first map, and we'll get right in game.
Right on in.
Yes, indeed, Kenobi. Should be a pretty solid game ahead of us.
And it looks like Chaser here is opting for the Hammond. And one of the things about Chaser is that he likes the backline dives, likes to go very aggressive by himself. Usually, as you see, he gets that rolling, but gets slept immediately and might just get bursted down right here.
Should be able to escape. Yeah, he did have that the shield's on cooldown, so if he does get woken up, he does have that available to him. The anti-nade, of course, does not really affect Hammond's shielding ability, so that's good for him. And well, Keto and Destiny just getting the first 2 kills there are gonna make things pretty easy. And WinWinQ goes down as well. First cap to Phantom Wizard.
Yeah, and it's actually super interesting that Phantom Wizard is running this more double main tank composition with 10-10 on the Orisa and Chaser on the Hammond.
Yeah.
No halt hook combo coming out, so this is the style of 2-2-2 it looks like they want to play, whereas Big Time Real Gaming opting for a triple DPS setup with Kelley here on that fair. Kelley, a new player coming in last week, showed a lot of promise, and one of the interesting things about this lineup that Big Time Real Gaming has in, no Liga, who last week was a really important part of their 3-2 win against Wallburster Gaming, as VVV gets a nice pick on the Sky Show.
Indeed, and Phantom Wizard, they open up strong, which, you know, considering, to be honest, their performances the past few games, not the best, but I mean, if they can come up here against BTRG, this will be huge for them. And A-Rong already very low on the side of BTRG, has to get healed up, investing a lot of resources, of course, and keeping your supports alive at the very beginning of the fight. Not something you want. They're going to trade Chaser and Cloud, both going down on either side. Of course, Infrasight's just wearing out there for VVVV. Kelley trying to push onto the point.
And it looks like here the res is going to come into Cloud. Once gets the pick onto 10-10, and there's the nano onto Destiny. Let's see what he can do with it. Gets hacked, though. Not going to get the value he needs.
Yeah, BTRG will get this cap here coming back in it. However, they've conceded so much percent to Phantom Wizard.
The Phantom Wizard still has control of the point here, and it looks like they are going to be able to keep control of it for at least a little while. If they can somehow get this to 99, that'd be best case scenario, but it looks like BTRG is going to finally start winning these fights. But Destiny gets a kill, and it looks like they're just going to keep stalling already at that 90%. So the fact that BTRG takes this back, it is right now for the side of Phantom Wizard, last fight territory, and they're still stalling. They got the 90%. So now the next fight win for Phantom Wizard probably guarantees them this round victory, as we're going to be going to our second round.
Man, crazy stuff. I mean, Phantom Wizard taking that first fight all the way to 93% is...
It's pretty nuts.
Crazy. It is indeed. Destiny has Barrage too here, so Cloud's EMP gotta shut him
But on
down.
the other side, there is the EMP, you're right, for Cloud, and the Cloud EMP is one of the best things to deny barrages like that. Once you get EMP'd, barrage gets absolutely no value, so let's see how that's going to be working out. Supercharger as well available for 10-10, so a lot of damage potential coming out from Phantom Wizard.
Oh, but the EMP only catches 10-10 and Keto here, so Destiny with a big opportunity. He's
no value.
Indeed. Absolutely nothing from that EMP. I mean, they're just going to kite it out, right? That's what you do against an EMP like that. Only gets 2 members. There's no one in position to follow up on it. And now Destiny and Chaser are going to get 2 frags. Chaser gives his life for it, but honestly, it's okay to lose your Hammond in the situation. However, WinWinQ will get the res back up, and then VVVV will go down there. So BTRG will continue to hold in this fight.
And Destiny goes way too aggressive there on that fair. Didn't have Amy with him on the Mercy, and actually sacrifices Amy because Amy was trying to Guardian Angel over to Destiny, but then just ends up dying themselves. So right now for Phantom Wizard, this is looking a bit dicey for them. They still have the barrage from Destiny available to them, but on the other side, Kelley has one of their own, and nothing really, there's no Diva on the other side or an EMP to try and get rid of this barrage.
Yeah, that last fight really was just honestly wasted ultimates on both sides there. Cloud did not find a lot of value with the EMP, and Amy didn't find a lot of value as well. But however, 2 kills to start things off. Kelley trades right back, but Chaser will get the refrag, so slight advantage here to Phantom Wizard. Destiny did use the barrage there, but if I'm not mistaken, he was hacked out of it by Cloud, who will be res back up here by WinWinQ. And again, BTRG, they have the same stall potential that Phantom Wizard do in that Hammond there. He's very low. The EMP comes through. 3 members caught in it. Kelley will follow up onto Destiny. Amy falls not long after there. You're going to see the nano boost come out here onto the Hammond on the point itself. Phantom Wizard, again, they do manage to sneak the recap here. They just need to clean up, but it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to do so. 10-10 falls was so low. Chaser very low as well. Desperation swaps coming through. VVVV on the Soldier, Keto on this Moira, but really it doesn't seem like there's going to be a lot of chances here for Phantom Wizard to come back into it. Amy will just get shot out by Cloud, and that'll be the first round going towards BTRG. Kenobi.
Yeah, a bit of scrappy play coming out from both teams. We saw
Definitely
this has
scrappy.
kind of been their mantra throughout both of these teams going through Chinese contenders that we've seen so far. Phantom Wizard, for instance, a lot of missed value with their ultimates. We saw or rather, Big Time Real Gaming. We saw Cloud not really doing the best with his EMPs. On the other side for Phantom Wizard, just a lack of being able to clean up those kills. We saw they were at 93%, so it was just the one-win fight that you needed, but not getting the value out of the Pharah barrage. Kept it for a really long time, did Destiny, and didn't get the value at the end that they needed. So Big Time Real Gaming comes back around and is able to get 100 to basically almost a 99 to 100.
Interesting. Cloud, are you going to stay on this Doomfist?
Yeah, it looks like he is. So triple DPS again from BTRG. Cloud has been playing a little bit of Doomfist throughout this season, and on this map, there is some geometries you can around with that Doomfist, get some nice picks if needed. They're also going to be putting Sky Show on the Widowmaker, and for Phantom Wizard, this is a 3-2-1, so not a usual, really, 3-3. Something that we haven't seen from Phantom Wizard too often is this 3-2-1 combo. They actually might just pull it back to spawn and switch here, which it looks like they are going to be doing. Chaser going to be on that Orisa, gives some more availability to have some more shielding, not going to just be sitting there as that Reinhardt is rectangle man. You can put the shield down and shoot at the same time, so you can put some pressure on yourself as well.
I like that swap from VVV there onto the McCree. Of course, can deal with the Pharah up in the air. And also, if Cloud tries to dive in, as well as Wands too. So this is a good shutdown. But again, it doesn't matter if Sky Show just snipes out Kettle like that at the very beginning of the fight. Now, no Ana, no Biotic Grenade, no Sleep Dart, no healing. It's a lot of utility loss, and Phantom Wizard will not win that fight. They back out wisely, but conceding so much percent.
Yeah, and I'm actually surprised that VVV hasn't opted for Widowmaker. We know to be a very good Widowmaker, and if you're on Widowmaker at this point, you can maybe contest the Pharah. You can also contest Sky Show, because right now Sky Show can just do whatever he wants. There's no one who is pressuring out his sight lines, so he can just free reign from the back line.
Chaser will fall right off the bat there to Cloud. Again, the burst damage that Doomfist offers, so powerful. VVV will get the nano boost here, trying to snipe out Wands, who will take cover behind that retractable wall. Cloud fragged out himself though. 1010 gets the hook and will take him out of the fight, and they're trading back and forth here. Sky Show pops the Infrasight, has of course that value, shoots Chaser so low here, and he will be finished off by Wands, just swinging right into him.
Nope.
Well, frankly,
no one's touching Sky Show right now. He's just in the back line. No one can get to him. They don't have a dive target. Chaser's gonna actually switch over Winston now to try and put some pressure onto the Widowmaker, but now it's at 72% that Big Time Real Gaming has, so this change is very late for Phantom Wizard. If they win this next fight, they're gonna always be at that 99 last fight territory standard right now. And
again, Kelley with this barrage will just be able to shut them down as they walk into it. Amy burns the sound barrier there, and Kelley again still waiting. Juan's gonna pop the minefield on the point, getting a lot of crowd control damage there, and of course just splitting everybody up. Kelley here still lurking, still waiting for this barrage opportunity, wants to make sure 1010 won't eat that one up. Meteor Strike comes in, just using it as an escape tool. Sleep comes through. That could be big if they can finish off Kelley here, but it doesn't seem like it. Kettle wins the 1v1, but the barrage comes in here from Kelley. Will get Destiny. So many other members so low. When Q gets the res right back. And Ana Boost comes through onto Kelley, trying to make up for that barrage. Amy so low in the backline here, who barely manages to juke out Kelley, but still being chased down. Kelley will get the frag. And now it's just a contestation on the point, like you were talking about. Kenobi 99% on the point. Cloud comes in, gets the double, tries to make it a triple, but Destiny's nowhere near the wall, and that'll just be that. BTRG take it in a quick 2-0 on Busan there.
And yeah, and it looks pretty convincing there for the side of BTRG. A little bit scrappy from both sides. Some things from BTRG that they did weren't my favorite, but again, it was just Sky Show at the end there, putting so much pressure with that Widowmaker, and no one was contesting him at all.
Yeah, it was really just the Sky Show, I guess you could call it there. But so we'll bring LaFon back in here for his analysis of those games. How about that first map, though? Let's talk about that for a second. That was really interesting in terms of how it played out.
Yeah, competitive, I think. And surprisingly, I mean, competitive for the wrong reasons, in my opinion. Neither team really showing a level of consistency in that first stage. And I think one of the reasons why is that engage timings. You know, we talked about this a little bit at the start of the show about Phantom Wizard, about how they're not really coordinated. How about they go in, how they go in basically blindly, and it doesn't really give them much value. I think that happened, but BTRG almost wanted to play into that same style, and it really cost them. On the second stage, less so, where BTRG really had a plan and stuck to it. And I think one of the things is, we talked VVV up quite a bit, but if there's no space to work, the DPS doesn't really have a lot of chance to pop off. And for Phantom Wizard, that continued to be the case throughout the later stages.
And the other thing with Phantom Wizard, we saw some really weird ultimate usage coming out from them. We saw like the nano boost onto the McGree to engage, not really. And especially if VVV's not hitting those shots, then you're getting absolutely no value whatsoever from an ultimate like that. And nano could be used in so many other, areas. You could put it on your Winston, you could put it on your, even Orisa, use it defensively, but using it that aggressively, you're putting a lot of pressure onto VVV to hit those shots. And at that point, he just didn't do it. So if you're going to use nano like that, you probably want to guarantee some value, and putting it on McCree doesn't really do that. Just as a small aside, VVV's name reminds me of those, when you had a really old phone and had the vibrate setting. Oh yeah, sound that made that's really what comes to mind every time I read his name out. So yeah, it's a mouthful. Yeah, it really is.
Gotta find a more convenient way to say it, but
quadruple V.
Yeah, quad V, 4V, who knows? But let's take a look at these highlights here. Again, VVV. Pretty solid there on the Widowmaker to start things off. Kelley's nice barrage there, and again, Skyshow. As soon as we got to Mecha Base, Skyshow just went insane. Really,
he was left uncontested for most of the map. No one could get back to him. They tried to play the Orisa and have shielding available, but you just saw with Chaser right there, he walks up and it's immediately has no health because of the shots coming in from VVV.
Yeah, I think that's going to have to be a change. We talked about the fact that bunker composition was the strongest look from Phantom Wizard historically. But against a composition like what BTRG are running, you can't really continue the same static Orisa style if you're letting Orisa just get zoned out, right? You got to play a little bit more, if you're going to play the Orisa, you have to play around the shield a little bit more effectively and not let Chaser out to dry so much. And I think for BTRG, it's a really good understanding of their win conditions, about their establishing their control of the spam ground, and just forcing Phantom Wizard out of their comfort zone.
Indeed. All right, well, that's going to finish up our first map. Second map going to be Volskaya Industries coming up after the break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back from the break. Hopefully you guys ate some breakfast, grabbed some food. Maybe it's a little bit early in the morning, but
what'd you have for breakfast? Did you have breakfast, Rien?
I did not have breakfast. No,
so last week you also didn't have breakfast.
On the West Coast, we are not allowed such luxury.
We had a game break. You could have had breakfast. This time it was your choice.
Point. That's true. It's well, I guess I'm suffering, but well, not suffering. I'm all right.
I had a yogurt parfait, and it was pretty decent. It was the first time. Shout out to Shift for the idea. So got some nice granola in there, some yogurt, some strawberry. Pretty good. I feel much better now.
That does sound pretty good. But I wish I could have that, but can't really be eating on broadcast here. We're gonna, of course, next map, Volskaya Industries, like we talked about. BTRG took that first one, Busan 2-0. Look convincing on Mecha Base, a little bit scrappy on Shrine there. So we'll see if BTRG can continue their momentum. I mean, this is, of course, the good old Map 5 team. We've seen every single,
Kings of the Map 5.
Kings of the Map 5, indeed. And, well, of course, they did get that win. Last time we were casting that game, actually, it was a great game. So will we see a Map 5 here?
I mean, Phantom Wizard did take Team CC to Map 5 last week, so it is definitely possible for both of these teams to do that, as we're going to be going into Volskaya. And for Phantom Wizard here, going to be sticking more towards that 2-2-2 composition with the Orisa Hog on the defense here. And for Big Time Real Gaming, one of their strengths has been always Wands here on this Orisa. Usually it's his best hero, but outside of probably the Winston that he plays. And Big Time Real Gaming on the offense going to be using that triple DPS, so going to try and pepper the shields of Chaser here. And they don't have a lot of shield break outside. They don't have actually they have the shield break, they just don't have a hog. So halt hook combo not on the table for them, but there's so much spam damage with the Hanzo, with the Pharah, and they also have the pick potential coming out from the double sniper.
Yeah, I guess they're looking for not really the halt hook, but more the halt and then snipers, please shoot this guy in the head. Which, you know, it works, but
sometimes does work. We saw it. Hey, it worked for London. It can work for it can work for the side of Big Time Real Gaming as VVV gets that pick onto Kelley, so wins the Widow battle, has control of the sightlines now, also has control of the aerial battle. Cloud's gonna have to play this very close because VVV saw if he's left alone in the back like this, can get those picks that they need to, you know, potentially full hold this point.
Great positioning from Winwin Q, by the way, not even ducking around that corner for 1 second. Like Cloud there pokes his head out, and of course will be shot out by VVV. Destiny, meanwhile, wins the Pharah or a Widow duel, I suppose you could call it. Eren will get one pick onto Amy, but that will be it. And actually, that's not a bad pick to get on the Mercy, especially. So BTRG might have an opportunity to push.
Yeah, but this is looking pretty good here from Phantom Wizard. We talked about it earlier with LaFon when he was on the desk. He's like Phantom Wizard's best composition is when they stick towards this Orisa Hog combination. Not that, you know, it's pretty easy to communicate. You know, there is the halt, there is the hook. You can get those nice pickoffs. And when you have someone like VVV in the backline who can control the Widow battle and can control the Pharaoh battle, even forcing the side of Big Time Real Game to switch, Wands is going to go down. And that's definitely some you're going to have back.
Mm-hmm. Q might go for the res, but Wands was kind of out in the open there, so would not be surprised if we don't see res. Of course, spawns are close, so it's only a couple seconds lost, but man, Phantom Wizard, they've really got the lockdown here on this first choke. They're not letting BTRG through.
And Kelley needs to really just start trying to win these 1v1 against V, putting so much pressure onto Kelley, onto the front line as well. You see Wands already half health before he goes in. That's a nice pick from Cloud though onto 10-10.
Good start. Phantom Wizard gonna burn a lot of their ultimates, pretty much everything they had in the bank except for the supercharger, and they're only gonna get Wands out, and well, Wands is just gonna get res right back up into it. So I mean, technically that barrage doesn't really find a whole lot. Chaser will be fragged out there by Heurix. BTRG is looking good. They've got to swap positions there with Destiny and Amy. They are definitely behind enemy lines.
It looks like they're probably going to pick this up for Big Time Real Gaming. They finally switch over to the Roadhog and have that halt hook combo available to them, something they didn't have when they started the map. And at 50 seconds, looks like they're finally going to get onto the point. Going to have some more stalls coming out from the side of Phantom Wizard, but it's probably not going to be enough.
Oh, Destiny, though, with a drop-down barrage will manage to get 2 kills. When Q drops as well, Eren has to burn the whole hog here to try and get some picks, and you will get 2. Ooh, they will be able to cap it here. Good shot there from Kelley as well, finishing off VVV. This is a good time to push for BTRG if there is any.
Yeah, and Wands actually used the supercharger, so they're not going to have it. This is be a dry fight for both of these teams, as there looks like for the side of Big Time Gaming, they're going to try and snowball onto this point.
Yeah. 10-10 here, of course, positioned on the side near the water, along with Chaser, as they just try to desperately stay alive on the point, but Kelley opens things up, wins that sniper duel. Halt hook in, Chaser down. BTRG burned the Dragon Strike as well, trying to split the team there on the side, split the heals off from 10-10, and Cloud will just Storm Arrow him in the right in the face. Destiny, meanwhile, on the side will pick off Kelley, but it doesn't matter because BTRG are just winning this frontline fight. Chaser returning on the Hammond, knocks everybody off the point for a brief moment, but will get hooked and killed just seconds after. Cap's gonna come through. They body block 10-10, don't even allow him on. So there we go. I mean, that was a solid first start for BTRG. It took them a bit to get going. Yep. Slow starters, but once they got it rolling, they got it rolling.
Yeah, and I think it was with the compositional choice that they picked. We saw them come out with the triple DPS instead of just the original Orisa Hog that they sometimes like to play a little bit more. And we saw as soon as the switch happened, they had much more pick potential with the Orisa Hog combo. It's just so strong, especially when you're going up against Phantom Wizard, who was running the same thing and had a lot of those moments where they were getting those picks from the Orisa Hog combination. They were also getting picks from VVVV. That's going to be a mouthful to say every time I say it. I'm going to sometimes say 3 Vs or 5 Vs. It's going to be very difficult, but we're going to get through it.
About.
Yeah, the guy with all the Vs is who we're talking about. The guy who was clicking those heads on the Widowmaker. But once they got to that second point, they were able to use that snowball very effectively, even though it was a dry fight, using the halt hook combination to get those picks that they needed to snowball and cap. And getting 3 minutes based on how the first 3 minutes of the map went for the side of Big Time Real Gaming, you definitely take that. And it looks like they can probably, if they continue to run this Orisa Hog, that's where their strengths lie, not in this triple DPS composition. It's really in the halt hook because it's just, at the moment, the strongest comp probably in the game, and the strongest duo.
Yeah. Yeah, not really a whole lot you can do against the halt hook as well, which is, why it's so strong. It's because what are you going to do? You can't really, shield it because, Orisa, of course, has that shield on cooldown. You can halt above the shield. You can do the same thing against Reinhardt, Winston. You just burst the shield, then you go for the halt hook. So it's just super strong at the moment. And BTRG not going to be running it, surprisingly enough, on their defense here, opting more for a strange 3-2-1 with Wands on the Winston and Kelley on the Zarya.
Yeah, this is super interesting, actually, from BTRG, especially because they're playing this on the defense, because Sombra on the defense, when you're playing this composition, doesn't really have a lot of avenues to farm that EMP, especially if UVV gets a pick onto Win-Win-Q at the start, and that's going to be done and dusted. Phantom Wizard is taking this point, no doubt about it.
Yeah, that's literally GG's only for this this first fight there. BTRG feeling probably a little bit down about that one because Phantom Wizard, they're going to have a huge time bank moving into second point here, which is be quite crazy. Ligue, he's just like, all right, I'm out.
Yep. And it looks like they're going to cap this point 7 minutes and 15 seconds. So this is a lot of time for the side of Phantom Wizard. And really, it's going to take only one pick for them to try and win this next fight, either from VVVV or the Halt Hook combination. As we see him on the flank here, no one knows he's here, so this is going to be a free shot for him.
Yeah, he's very, very sneaky here. You see, he was debating sniping out that translocator, but he decided against it. Goes for the shot onto Aerong, hits a body shot, can't get the headshot. There you go. And then he will, of course, take down that translocator, denying Ligue that escape route. But now he's going to get out himself. Oh,
the whip shot!
That whip shot was very spicy. Amy will, of course, get the res right back. Aerong swaps on over to the Moira, anticipating, of course, this going to be a long fight.
EMP.
Reinhardt composition out. EMP comes through. 5 members caught into it, except VVV, which doesn't really matter, of course. Amy, though, did use the Valkyrie just seconds before. Everybody's caught in the room of death. Chaser will go down right off the bat, and this will be BTRG's hold for the time being.
Yeah, so not too bad from the side of Phantom Wizard. You did force out that EMP, but Liga here is going to be able to another rather quickly, especially if Phantom Wizard's going to stay here. He's going to get a lot of ultimate charge from 10-10, especially because the Mercy is healing him too. So already back up to 61%. He just used it, and they're going to win that fight.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Big Time Real Gaming not looking too shabby coming out of that last fight.
Kelley there, just a little bit technical crouching. Perhaps he's avoiding Widow shots from VVV.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, VVV is a good Widowmaker. You got to be very careful.
Gotta dodge those shots. And look at this, by the way. Ligue already 83%. He literally took...
just used it?
Yeah, he took 10-10 down to the farm, and he, well, just juiced up that EMP off of it. So this is going to be another... Could be a quick fight for BTRG, which is great. They really need to even out that time bank.
Yeah, and for Big Time Real Gaming, again, they also have the Graviton, so anything that really comes in from Phantom, they can stop it in its tracks with that Graviton. As it looks like VVV's on the flank here, going to try and get another pick. He sees Lucio, doesn't get the shot just yet.
But does not get it. Destiny here. Again, farming up his barrage on the side. So you've got a bit of a crossfire set up by VVVV, and Destiny, not a bad strategy here to try and take the point, but the Graviton Surge just going to try and shut things down. Great discipline there from Ligue, not using the EMP, doesn't see a need to use it quite yet. Chaser a bit low there on the front line. Ligue should be able to win that 1v1, but he's just going to opt to escape. Hand on things over to Cloud. Again, BTRG will be able to hold the point.
Yeah, and you're so right. The fact that he didn't use that EMP is going to be big for them. If Destiny gets the health pack, he probably should have just died, because this is just more time that Phantom Wizard is milking off the clock. They started with 7 minutes and 16 seconds, so it's 3 minutes that you're already lost as VVV gets on the Aerong at the start, though.
Spawns are so close, though, that Phantom Wizard, they can't really follow up on that perhaps as well as they would have liked. It gives them a little bit of ground, but because they're running this Orisa Roadhog composition, they can't really afford to get as aggressive as you could. Of course, if you had a Reinhardt or a Winston comp, you could just charge in, you dive in. You can't really do that. You have to walk in and put up a shield very slowly. And, well, it's a different tempo, and can't follow up on what was a great pick by VVV.
There's the nano onto Destiny. He hits the barrage. He gets absolutely nothing.
Nothing whatsoever. Even hacked out of it. Big shatter coming through from Wands is just going to shut everybody down. And BTRG, they have evened out the time bank, which is insane. VVV, he's running.
He's trying to get out of there.
Oh, man. He's chasing him down, but can't quite find him.
Destiny gonna go down there, and again, it's the ultimate Big Time Real Gaming really coming to fruition there. Very nice EMP that was canceling out the Nano Barrage, even though the Nano Barrage got absolutely no value, and then a Shatter as well once the EMP came out. So Big Time Real Gaming looking pretty good in these fights, whereas Phantom Wizard, you gotta be getting value out of those ultimates. You can't be having a Nano Barrage like that getting absolutely nothing.
Great bubble usage there from Kelley, of course, farming it off those early rockets coming through. By Destiny there, trying to farm up, of course, to that next barrage, but Kelley's just going to take advantage of it. And I mean, 60% before the fights even started is great, because again, you can only get 4.
Oh, what a hook! Oh my
I don't even
gosh!
know. He got him at I think the very edge of the range, somehow literally threaded the needle through the entire rest of the team to catch Kelley some way, somehow. Phantom Wizard, they're going to use that to open things up. Anti-nade in onto Wands, of course, as he was slept. Great sleep coming through by Aerong, of course. Or no, not by Eren, by Keno, of course. Credit where credit's due.
Oh, he hacked him out of
EMP comes through. Whole hog hacked out, like you said. Kenobi Now the barrage comes through from Phantom Wizard, and they are looking solid so far. 1 tick for them to start things off. Kelley trying to return to the point, will get hooked in. Graviton out, of course. Swap
so
comes through. So much cleave indeed. Wan's acting like TSA security right now, and they've got a bottle of water in their pocket or something, because Phantom Wizard just got absolutely denied. Now the stall swaps come on through. Cloud over on the Doomfist. We saw him on Mecha base find quite a bit of value on that roll, so finds it here, gets that pick right off the bat. Arong, though, does go down to Destiny here. Chaser gets fragged out, and Cloud goes back in for the swap. BTRG have won the fight. Minute and 53 remaining. 2 ticks.
And somehow, some way, Phantom Wizard is not able to capture that point. And BTRG has somehow whittled this time bank down from 7 minutes and 15 seconds to only a minute and 30 seconds left. So for Big Time Real Gaming, this is a win all around. You have this nano available, which you can put onto wands and just dive into the backline and get so much damage done here.
The cleave off the back of that Graviton Surge. What a stellar follow-up. Lige, though, fragged so early. Critical mistake there. He is hacked out by VVVV. You cannot allow that to happen to deny your translocator entirely. Now, Nano, Winston in your backline. What can you do? You hack him. That's what you do completely. And now you see great play from LemonKiwi there, moving back, getting the speed boost and allowing Wants to still find value from it. Huge brain play coming through from LemonKiwi, making sure even though he can't dive, he is still a fast monkey. Well, BTRG gonna shut down Phantom Wizard again. 50 seconds left on the clock. This is a brutal stagger as well. This is banned under the Geneva Convention, 100%. My goodness, how long was that?
It was pretty long, and he's gonna go down, but VVVD has good Liga in the backline, so it could possibly be an even fight, except for the fact that the spawns are closer here for the side of BTRG, as Phantom Wizard, at this point, this is their last attack, Rien. They have 35 seconds left. VVV needs to farm towards this EMP, because EMP Barrage is the way that Phantom Wizard is going to win this point.
Man. But Lige has an EMP of his own. If he pops this one early, if he anticipates VVV building up to that EMP of his own, they can completely and utterly shut down this push, but they're going to use it on the far Mercy, but it catches all 5 members. Phantom Wizard, VVV ducking that out, of course. Sound Barrier comes in. VVV now has the EMP, but with Amy dropped and Keto low as well, no support whatsoever. And this is desperation. Destiny uses the barrage. We'll just get sniped out. Lige popping off in this fight. Kill after kill for him. He's taking hits. He's even getting a little bit of a nod in there. Wands pops off. Double kill, Primal Rage. BTRG. What a strong Volskaya defense that was on point B. They give up point A so fast. 7 minutes on a clock. You do not see that every day. And what you do not see every day as well is the fact that they actually hold them back for 7 minutes as well. Talk about a miracle hold.
The legendary 7-minute hold, and Phantom was
crazy stuff.
Kicking at this point. You had 7 minutes. You had a very easy opportunity at that point to try and get a bigger time bank than Big Time Real Gaming, but you don't even cap the point.
They give it up.
Phantom Wizard, a lot of question marks coming in from that last fight.
Exactly. All right, LaFon, come on in here. Help us break down what was just that crazy fight. What exactly did BTRG do that allowed them to sustain for that long?
I mean, one of the things that happened, I think we're having a contest between teams. How much time can we have an assault time bank and fail to cap point B? TOW did it with 6 minutes, and Phantom Wizard's like, I got you. I got you. 7+. Actually, I think that's the max amount of time. Like, that's as close to the maximum time you can have.
Pretty fast.
Because they captured on first fight, right? On point A, and then just got full health for about 7:15. I don't think it's actually possible to have more time.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, it might not actually be mathematical. There is a situation where it's possible, but like it requires you to have 3 people capture point A, have 3 people waiting at point B to capture immediately after, and that requires the opposing team to just like stand away from the point the whole time. So
it can happen.
It can happen.
They got
very
out of existence or something.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. But no, to the point there, I never let it be said that Goats is bad. Even here, just before the 2-2-2 lock coming into play, Goats is still very strong. You can kind of see why, even through buffs and nerfs, Blizzard still couldn't get the composition to leave. We're going into a meta that is forcibly removing the 3-3 composition, and that entire map was why, right? A first-minute loss on Assault on point A, and then you head to point B, and it's the 3-3 that allows BTRG to close out the round. Very good play nonetheless, but gotta feel gotta feel a little bit questionable from Phantom Wizard about
Highlights.
throwing their head against the wall. Yeah, highlight pack coming through here, but yeah, Phantom Wizard, you know, you had the opportunity to win out a couple of fights, but you stuck the same composition over and over, it just wasn't working. And as Abraham Lincoln said via Albert Einstein, you know, doing the same thing over and over is
The definition of insanity.
definition of insanity. So
I know, I was there. I knew that Abraham Lincoln said that.
Yeah. And one of the things was they were kind of just running themselves into a brick wall that is Ghost. As we see the stagger that took a lot of time off the clock. But one of the things that Goats does really well against halt hook combo is that you have a lot of avenues to you know, negate that one shot potential. You have the Rien shield available, so hooks are a lot harder than normal. And even if you get the hook, it's on someone like a Brigitte that doesn't die instantly. And on top of that, you have defense matrix, you have bubbles. So it's very hard to have that just insta-kill potential when you're playing that halt hook combo into something like Goats.
I think especially because it was Volskaya B, where BTRG was able to control the high ground. And even if you did get the halt hook combo, you were getting the hook on someone that BTRG didn't mind getting hooked, right? Yep. That's the bigger thing too. You know, on a more open map, the bunker composition can work because you can decide who you're halting and who you're hooking, but here on Volskaya B, it really didn't favor them at all. And you know, BTRG, they take the 2-0 lead.
And someone actually I want to highlight just a little bit from the last map is WinWinQ on that Lucio, playing a very hyper-aggressive Lucio style. Every time I saw someone dive the backline, WinWinQ was always there trying to finish kills and clean them up. And I actually think that's something pretty interesting from Lucio players. Sometimes you see them be a little bit more conservative than that, but WinWinQ is playing a little bit more aggressive with his tank line. Rien mentioned it during the cast. Once Chaser was hacked, he actually went towards not Chaser. Wands was hacked. He went towards Wands, gave him the speed boost so that he could clean up with that.
Was a really good play. That was a really good play.
Really smart play from him. And also, you know, when the dive came in and the EMPs came in, WinWinQ's always there trying to give that little bit of extra damage to finish off those kills. So he's someone that I think played a pretty masterful game on that Lucio, something that we don't see too much in Chinese contenders. Usually they're Reddit Lucios where they play more towards the back line. So someone like WinWinQ, who seems to have found a nice balance between those two, is someone who I would, you know, continue to look at going through into the series and into the next game as well.
There is another small play actually. You guys highlighted how VV missed the shot on the Lucio. It was awful good wall skip from them. So it was a small little play, but you can see it's like high level stuff like that that makes the Lucio so strong. I think one of the other things to note too is that Chaser, you know, we kind of highlighted it on control, but it's doubly important here on assault. And ideally in the later stage, Chaser's been left out to dry so often. Yeah. It's very hard to be a frontline. Again, the bunker composition, the entire composition depends on one ability, and that's the shield. Without that shield, you don't have a lot of self-peel. You don't have a lot of negation of damage because you're running the hog, the Roadhog. And Roadhog, you know, he has to take a breather, but he's not a traditional tank. He doesn't have damage mitigation in the form of matrix or shielding, you know. So I think they are one of the key differences that Chaser compared to, you know, BTRG's tank line is that Chaser has just been forced to take the brunt of the damage. And, you know, Arisa at first glance looks like she has a ton of HP, but is awful squishy once you burst down that shield and Fortify isn't available.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, it's going to end things out for us now. We're going to throw it to a halftime break. We'll be back after this. Hey, welcome back. We are here. Coming up soon, going to be our third map, Kings Row. The all-time classic, of course. BTRG, though, so far, up 2 maps in this series. And, well, speaking of 2, you know, surprisingly, we haven't really seen that much 2-2-2 comps. You know, it's kind of been all over the place in terms of what these guys have been playing.
I think, though, the thing with these two teams in specifics is that they're trying to play what they're the best at, because we're at the point now with these two teams that these are must-win games. For Phantom Wizards, for sure, it's a must-win game in the fact that if you're in 6th right now, you're 0-3. If you lose this map, you're pretty much very likely to be guaranteed out of playoffs and going into relegation. Same for BTRG. You don't want to be 1-3 in your group, especially with the wins that you've had over Bubble Burster Gaming and the fact that you know, you could very easily be 3-0 if you're this team, because you've been to map 5 every single time and you've had it very close, as we're going to be going, as you mentioned, to Kings Row. But for Big Time Real Gaming, if they win this map, they're going to be going to 2, if they're in this round rather, or this map, it both works, they're going to be going to 2-2, which is a nice position to be in. Sometimes in past Chinese contender season, those 2-3, 3-2 teams kind of squeak in that 4th spot, and you can definitely do it in this group.
Right. Well, We're going to see if they do. I mean, King's Row, if there is a map to play that 2-2-2, of course, Ryan's already double sniper. It is King's Row in the defense. So, I mean, we've seen so much of that. And, I mean, there's really not a whole lot of reason not to. I guess if you want the halt hook, you could still play that. But still, double sniper has been dominant for quite a long time just because of the angles you can have in the sightlines. So, I really do expect these teams to be playing that. I want to see these sniper duels between VVVV and Sky Show. Gonna be fun.
I also expect probably some Widowmaker from VVV, as you mentioned. Probably some Hanzo as well, as like the double sniper, as we're going to be seeing. The offensive team, you're going to be running this Orisa. But already comes out swinging with a double kill. Kelley and LemonKiwi, welcome to the party.
I don't believe it. I'm pretty sure that was off of one grapple shot too. So that is crazy. VVVV is actually cracked out of his mind, but Destiny 2 gonna follow up on that halt hook onto Eren, so Phantom Wizard, they start things off with a bang here on King's Row.
Yeah, and he's also gonna get the hook on he's gonna get the pick on the League, so VVV is taking over this map right now. Kelley absolutely shook, doesn't know where to go as PvV has control of these sidelines.
Oh, great shot.
Down, nice shot from Kelley.
Yeah, that was VVV's world after a while. But Kelley will shut him down. Amy, though, will be there for the resurrection. But this does allow BTRG to get a little bit of ground. But now you've made it through VVV. You got to deal with Destiny. They will be able to do so. Take down the Far Mercy. WinWinQ, though, drops on the side of BTRG. But doesn't seem like they will need him. The rest of the tanks just popping off here. Kelley on a bit of a flank. Gonna pop that in for sight. Looking for Keto. Get halted there. And again, it's just the wipe from BTRG coming through. As soon as they deal with that Far Mercy, see Destiny even now going to swap over into the Hanzo. Eren, give everybody a good thumbs up. Job well done, gentlemen.
And one of the interesting things that BiggHungry is doing in this specific map is they're playing Liga on the Diva. Now, Liga has been a Sombra player throughout most of the season, but after last week has switched over to the Diva and actually played it incredibly well, has some good understanding of how the Diva works, nice use of defense matrix, and the ability to peel for the rest of his team and even get those frags as we saw. So Liga here on this Diva really making an impact.
I mean, you just saw it there just a few seconds ago, right? You notice that Kelley hesitates. He knows the Widowmakers are in the corner. He asks Liga to jump and scout, and then he matrixes him around the corner to see if Kelley can find something. But not going to be the case here. Kelley will be able to find the shot after the fact onto Keto there, which is a great pick. Again, no Ana, no Sleep Dart, so much utility. Again, out of the picture. Amy will be able to get the resurrection. WinWinQ will res Eren right back. Liga with the bomb. And it will, of course, just kind of split the members up, allow Eren and Kelley to get 2 picks. Now we've got a bit of a Widow duel on the side there between Kelley and VVV. VVV takes the body shot. Body still wins it out, but unfortunately his team does not win the fight. So VVV's efforts go to naught.
And he's going to go down there, and it looks like BTRG is going to finally take control of this point. Don't think the Phantom can get a recontest. And something that I also like talking about Liga, something that he did in that last fight there that was coming up is he pressured out VVV very hard, took a very deep dive into the backline and forced VVV out of the sightline so that it let Kelley just sit in the backline without worry of contention from that other Widowmaker. So Liga here really putting on a good showing as we go into this third point of King's Row.
Dragon Strike eaten up by Liga. You know, that's actually not something you see a whole lot often because you don't really, you know, it's a hard ultimate to eat. You really got to be up close and personal. It's great stuff from Liga finding that value. I mean, this guy debuts on the Sombra after being, or the Diva rather, after being a Sombra, you know, one trick for lack of a better word for quite some time, and he's been looking great on this role. So great swap up for him, and BTRG, they're taking advantage of that, pushing on through here off the back of WinWinQ's Valkyrie there. It, of course, does wear off. Now VVV gets the refrag. Cloud, of course, will trade and then kill Destiny as well. So BTRG, this train is not stopping. It has not stopped throughout the entirety of King's Row, but the breaks might be coming in here as Tencent does get that one pick. The respawn's coming in, as you said, Kenobi. It's going to be so hard for BTRG to clean up. And this is, part of the struggle we saw.
Resin Dragon!
Burster, but the res comes through somehow from Amy. However, the picks come through. BTRG, they will be able to get the picks that they need to win this out, which is great to see. I mean, last time against Bubble Burster Gaming, there were so many fights that lasted for an extended period of time.
Yeah, and I think that was also more on Bubble Burster Gaming rather than Big Time Real Gaming, who seemed to, draw out those fights a lot. But Liga, really impressive in this last map. You saw hitting up the kill feed, pressuring and smothering out the double sniper coming out from Phantom Wizard. You saw there pushing VVVV all the way back, not letting him get the nice sight lines that he wants, eating Dragon Strike, something you see not very often, like you mentioned. So Liga, on the Diva, we talked about it last week, very good. And this week also seems to have not missed a beat at all in his Diva play.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's kind of a weird role swap if you think about it, right? From Sombra over to Diva, that's not a lot of skill set that transfers. I guess maybe just the raw aim, but you could say that for any hero, really. So
it's usually the reverse.
Yeah,
it's usually like we saw it in Overwatch League. RCK, who when he was in Contenders, swapped over to Sombra when he was in Owl. We see a lot of times where the Diva players are the ones to flex over to the Sombra. You usually don't see it the other way around most of the time, especially from Liga, who has in previous seasons been more of that DPS player, been more of that Sombra player, now going on to the Diva. Kind of like it's reminiscent a little bit of what Seagull did when he was on Dallas Fuel, right? He was playing DPS most of the time and then flexes on over the Diva, becomes one of the better Divas in the league. So for Liga, really impressed with how he's played so far. It looks like here on the defense, going to be playing that Sombra instead of the Diva, triple DPS coming out from Big Time Gaming, not opting here for the Halt Hook combo, whereas Phantom Wizards, they're totally opting in for the double sniper Halt Hook combo.
Indeed. I mean, well, VVV opened things up quite crazily last time. Let's see if he can make quite a big of a show as he did last time, but it's going to be hard to lift that one up. I'm going to be honest with you. That was just an insane play. League a little bit over aggressive there. You don't have your Matrix to protect you now. You will fall to Destiny there. Of course, that one-shot headshot, not something you're normally watching out for. VVV going to fall up onto Yang there, and this is, again, great start here for Phantom Wizards. Destiny going to frag out onto Kelley there. When Q in bad position, killed by Keto. BTRG swapping up the comp.
Yep. Pretty greedy from Liga there on the Sombra, and actually going to switch over to the Diva. So that's, that's why we play Liga on Diva. For that reason, he looks a lot better on the Diva. His Sombra still has a few questionable moments like we saw there. So also Big Time Real Game going to be opting for the triple tank. Actually, now they're going to keep Liga on this Diva, but they're also going to be putting Arong on that Hog, who is their flex support player, something that we've also seen sometimes in Overwatch League and in other situations with Overwatch. We see the flex support usually flex over towards that off tank or the flex tank role.
Yeah, BTRG, because Liga is on that role, right, and you're seeing 10-10 find the same exact value, is that because they're running these triple tank, you can't really find a lot of Halt hooks. Even if you get the hook, the Matrix is still there, and that's if the Halt doesn't get eaten in the first place here. But we're going to see Dragon Strikes come through. Amy pops the Valkyrie to deal with it. VV will get that first pick, flanking on the side there, will kill Arong behind Cloud here. And well, another Dragon Strike comes on through. Cloud will kill Keto, who was using this whole Hog, but Amy just going to res him right back up. Dragon Strike just dealing a whole lot of damage. Well, that's going to be that here for Phantom Wizards. They continue to push the cart with a pretty solid time bank.
Yeah, really nice Dragon Strike from Destiny right down Main Street, and I think there was also a Tracer to get a lot of that damage done. So really nice coordinated play coming out from Phantom Wizard as they're coming into the second point. Supercharger is available to them. For Big Time Real Gaming, really no ultimates to talk about at all.
Yeah. Halt hook comes through. Keto down. Well, you don't really need ultimates when you have that available to you there. Bomb going to be invested. Kelley. Great shot from Kelley. Can't dodge the bomb, but still, we're going to see the res come through here in just a second, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we will. So BTRG holding back the tides for the time being.
Looks like they're going to get these cleanup kills right now. Ying doing his best. Kelley's actually just going to finish them off himself, and if they can get Amy, that'd be a really good case scenario, but they're not going to be able to, so going to be able to stall just a little bit longer on this point. This is actually one of the worst points to be stalled at, especially for the side of Phantom Wizard right here in comp games, especially. I know if people have played, this is really one of those tilting places to be in because the respawns are so far away, so one pick off, one Halt hook from the side of Big Time Real Game can end a push for the side of Phantom.
All right, bomb's going to be tossed in here as well as the Dragon Strike. Amy caught in it somehow. Doesn't seem like, I think his team went one way and he went the other way. Again, though, Dragon Strike up. Ligue finding so much value with this. And crazy stuff that he's eating up that ultimate, of course. That's the one plus, I suppose, that Genji does have over Hanzo. You can't really eat up the Dragon Blade. Dragon Strike, though, different story. Keto will be hooked and killed. Nice try, but BTRG hold again.
You see Liga again, it goes into the backline and is able to put a lot of pressure onto VVV, actually gets the kill as well, but VVV returns and is able to win against Kelley. VVV has gotten the wins over Kelley more often than not, so he's putting on a lot of pressure and not letting Kelley just play around these sidelines.
Exactly. Phantom Wizard, of course, just waiting for the reinforcements. 10-10 not quite back in the mech yet. So again, this is just time off the clock for BTRG. They've got to be loving the situation that they're in right now. Halt hook attempted. Does not go through this time. Cloud here with another Dragon Strike. Gonna pop it right off the bat. Amy, please don't get caught in this one. He will not.
Whew.
Did not. 10-10 here, back in the mech here. So this is a good situation to be in. That is if they don't get halt hooked, and now the whole hog comes through. And well, you see the sad thing is their Chaser uses the Fortify, right? But you get immune to knockback in that situation, and as we know, the whole hog knocks people back, and it also has damage fall off. So if you're not getting knocked back, you're getting the full brunt of the damage. So an ability that should save you actually ends up kind of costing you there, but he would have died either way. So BTRG hold that very strongly. Infosight's out now for them.
Yeah, and this is another instance from Phantom Wizard where they had a very big time bank going into this last push, and they're still not able to confirm this last point capture. They have 1 minute and 30 seconds left, so this is 1 or 2 more fights that they're going to be able to have. A lot of ultimates on their side, though, but here's the bomb.
Doesn't find anything. Dragon Strike into Destiny as well. This one doesn't get eaten up, but will not find value. Unfortunately, Yang bottled up in the corner. There's no chance you live that one. Q, though, going to be going for a very, very risky res. Kelley, though, dies to the halt hook. Pulls it off as the rest of Phantom Wizards, their attention is divided between that front line there.
Aerong on the flank.
By Aerong again on the flank here. Amy killed as a result of him. Bomb in. Aerong dies, but they invest a lot of resources into taking him out of it. The BTRG, they will still be able to hold the fight, but again, 45 seconds left on the clock. Dicey situation to be for Phantom Wizard, and it doesn't seem like they're done. They're pushing back in here, Kenobi.
Yeah, and it looks like they... Kato goes down, though, from Cloud, and that's the hog. You don't have that anymore. Combo completely offline, and Big Time Real Gaming is going to be able to get back onto this point and contest. And with 28 seconds for Rien, this is last fight territory for Phantom Wizard. They lose here, they lose the series.
It's almost a no-win situation here for Phantom Wizards, but they've got to be absolutely stellar. Got to win this last fight right here, right now. They've got a long road ahead of them if they want to try for a reverse sweep. And well, BTRG, they have their 2 ultimates online, Dragon Strike and the whole hog. Seeing the power of the whole hog, it comes in here. Chaser, run away, but right into the Dragon Strike goes. And down he will fall. Risky res coming through here. Actually, Amy will manage to sneak it off. Yang fragged out. Keto returns. When Q might be the opportunity that Phantom Wizards needs to come back into this fight. Cloud manages to get the double kill into Keto and VVV. So we might see the turnaround here. Just clutch plays coming through on all accounts. Kelley gets the headshot onto Chase from the side, and now Kelley looking to go on the flank. Cloud shoots out Destiny. Cloud has come up so big in this fight. Kenobi, 10-10 will finally shut him down. But Liga frags back out into Amy here. No support. It's just 10-10 left on the point. The Diva all by your lonesome will not be able to find much value. Skeet shooting. Somebody said pull. BTRG will win it, and subsequently the series, we still will see that map 4 on Dorado, but BTRG will take home that victory. Definitely a big relief, a weight off their shoulders for them.
And it looks like it's also for Big Time Real Gaming at the last fight, the double sniper really coming in clutch for the side of Big Time Real Gaming, with Cloud and Kelley absolutely fragging out and clutching out that last fight for Big Time Real Gaming to win the series.
Lafon, come on in here. Let's talk about that King's Row. I mean, VVVV doing so amazing that map, but Phantom Wizards, unfortunately, they could not win it out in the end.
I think it's actually really interesting that you say VVV was so fantastic, because he was, absolutely was, but I think the map was more decided by Liga, actually pulling Yang out of the fire multiple times. I don't know, you're playing Orisa, the flank is not where you should be. You are the front line, you stay there. Yang got caught out so many times, but due to the heroics of Liga, there was no way for Phantom Wizard to punish, and it really ended up costing the map. I think this has been a really interesting showing from Phantom Wizard because they're showing that they have the talent to be a top contenders team in terms of their player personnel, right? In terms of just sheer mechanical skill, I think VV is the better player in this matchup. I think that overall Phantom Wizard has some really fantastic mechanical players, but BTRG has just been a better team. And in Overwatch, being a better team is what wins you games. So
Exactly.
I think here, yeah, you're seeing some very good cohesion from BTRG. And finally, the map 5 curse has been broken. We do not
No
have
reverse sweeps.
No reverse sweeps here. There's no
Nope.
phase 2s in this particular region anymore. We're gonna hope for BTRG that they can close out the 4-0 at the end because that map differential is so useful heading into playoffs, of course. But
Indeed.
no, BTRG they'll be happy to take at least the 3-1, even if it does come to a map loss here in map 4 because it's been a rough road for them.
It has.
Yeah, and Phantom Wizard probably looking like they're going to be out of playoff contention as we're going to be seeing the highlights. There's V came out absolutely like a nutter hitting that huge dump kill at the start.
I think this last fight was so important too, right? As we're seeing the highlight here, is that even though they were down 3 players, still managed to get across. Poor Amy, not really much you could do there. And the map started off really well for Phantom Wizard. To be honest with you, they got through first pretty easily. But that's a nice shot. So crouching behind the fence. Please don't hit me self-destruct.
I'm so close. Please no, no sir. Don't hit me.
I mean, this last fight too is all Liga actually. Liga controls the payload, controls these sight lines, really sets his team up for success, allowing the snipers to come in and do the follow-up damage. So really well played there. I think Liga has been the MVP thus far in the series across the maps he's played. It's looked
when he's on
strong.
Diva.
When he's on Diva, the Sombra.
His Sombra needs some work still.
I think he forgets. Yeah. You know, sometimes Diva, large health pool, you've got the mobility. Sombra, not nearly as mobile and very much squishier.
He's like, wait, I'm dead. Oh.
Where's the other 300 HP?
I'm switching to Diva later.
Yeah. But I think Liga's Diva play bodes well for BTRG heading into the 2-2-2 because it most likely will be Liga who plays out the Diva, plays out that flex tank on that 2-2-2 lock that we are going to see in playoffs. So I think heading into playoffs, that does bode very well for BTRG.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. All right, well, going to throw it over to a break now. 4th and final map coming up after this is going to be Dorado. We will see you guys there. Alrighty, well, BTRG have broken that map 5 curse, Kenobi, so we will not be seeing that. They've got to be feeling good about that.
I mean, it's good for them. They've been in map 5s. They even got swept. Might have been a little bit scared of that, but no reverse sweeps coming in today as we're going to be going to Dorado as our last map. And Sky Show has been subbed in for Liga, so we're going to be missing Liga's pretty impressive Diva play so far. But if Sky Show is in, that's telling me that they probably want to run some more hit-scan-oriented compositions. Sky Show known for his Widow and his Tracer, so I think that's probably what we'll be seeing, especially on Dorado, a map where Widow can thrive, especially on the defense where we have so many long sight lines. And the fact that for the most part, Kelley has been losing a lot of those Widow 1v1s against VVV. So now you're bringing in Sky Show a little bit more practiced, I would say, on the Widowmaker. And let's see if he can win some of those Widowmaker battles.
No, I see a Bastion though on the field.
I do too.
So,
are they running? No, they're not going to do it.
No, debated.
No. Yeah.
Debated once again.
We almost had it.
Unfortunate.
Close but no cigar.
Yes,
Well, VVV again. There we go. Even when Kelley is on Pharah, he cannot escape VVV. Neither can Cloud. This might be the map where VVV pops off the most because I talked about it. Dorado, the best map. He's even going to see Sky Show try and flank here, so they know where Sky Show is.
The sight lines that Dorado gives you as a Widowmaker player are so incredible.
You got him.
Yep, VVV snipes out Sky Show. This guy is legitimately insanely cracked. And it's just, it's unfortunate that, well, sometimes, your solo efforts cannot win you games, and you gotta rely on your team at some point. Well, the rest of Phantom Wizard, unfortunately, are dying to the halt hook combination that Cloud and Yang are giving him right now, and Kelley will just end up killing Destiny as well, winning that Pharah duel. VVV ducks around, exits stage left, and BTRG will cap that first point.
Yeah, and even though it seems like VVV has control of the skies and the sightlines, the ground game, the Orisa Hog game for Phantom Wizard is not matching with the play that VVV is doing. And Big Time Real Gaming is absolutely destroying the Orisa Hog matchup at the moment with Cloud and with Yang and playing this Orisa Hog combination, getting those picks, whereas Phantom Wizard, it's not working out as well for them.
4 minutes and, well, almost 5 minutes, I should say, on the clock there. Yang Q healing right back on up.
Ooh, nice hook. And Chaser's going to get got. He does get anti too, so that's a really nice anti coming out from Aaron. That's something that a lot of teams seem to be doing a lot more of recently, is whenever they get a hook of any kind, especially against Roadhog, you hit that anti-nade. Roadhog's not going to be able to use that, take a breather, and then if it's an Orisa, doesn't have that big of a health bar anyway, so it's only the Fortify and no healing on top of it. So really nice anti-nade placement coming out from Aaron. They're using it aggressively to damage the Halt Hook combination target.
I mean, you saw the Halt Hook right there live in action. How vanilla it is, right? You just pop the Halt, you hook it. It really can't get any simpler than that. It's finding so much value. Kelley as well finding value. Double kill with the barrage before being killed by Chaser here. He does get slapped actually, so here's a big opportunity if they can get the hook. They do not, but he will just kill him with a scrap gun just moments after. Amy here trying to hold the ties by himself, but it's not happening. Cloud is just on a rampage here. He will take a well-deserved nap. And while this cart is just going to continue rolling right on through, much like BTRG is rolling Phantom Wizards right now, to be honest with you. Yang, early kill onto VVV. Kelley swapping on over to the Genji here, a little bit more suited for the close quarters engagements we're going to see. Almost gets a hold on the Chaser there, but he does get antied. Will not be able, not really in a finishable position. Down. Meanwhile, Cloud dead to Halt Hook. That'll be that for this fight.
Yeah, and BTRG looking really good in those first couple of fights, and they're actually going to have a 4 minute and 30-second around time bank for this last push. Very good. SkyShow is going to be getting that pick onto Destiny. They're trying to kill Yang, and it takes them a while, even forced to use the Supercharger to get that kill. So a lot, committing Supercharger to just that one kill, pretty good value for the side of Big Time Real Gaming getting that out of the way.
Indeed. And again, they don't really use a whole lot of ultimates in that fight, so they're saving them, stockpiling them.
Kelley switches to D.Va. Interesting.
Interesting indeed. Phantom
I haven't seen Kelley play D.Va too often this entire season so far. It's usually been Liga who's the one we talked about earlier, usually makes that switch, but D.Va here offers a lot of help against the Halt Hook combinations. You offer that defense matrix so you can layer it on top of the one who gets Halt Hooked. Destiny is going to get that double.
That is the worst possible situation to be in. Nano Hog comes through with the whole hog, Nano whole hog, and we'll just get shut down entirely. The stuns, of course, come through. It was a good effort. And now BTRG have no ultimates, so those ultimates that they were stockpiling for that combo were just completely and utterly gone now. Swaps coming through, no more nano boost for BTRG. They're running solo support. 3, 2, 1, but not the 3, 2, 1 we're used to seeing. 3, 2, 1 solo support. Phantom Wizard staying on this double sniper 2, 2, 2.
And both Widowmakers have the sights available, so they're going to have to play a bit carefully with these sightlines that they have. Arong has switched over to the Hog here, trying for a hook, doesn't get it, but SkyShow gets Destiny.
Yeah, indeed, great shot. I mean, we saw how good SkyShow was in our very first map of this match, which was on Busan, and he, of course, is continuing to prove that here, which is really impressive shots that he's hitting. And the rest of his team cleans on up. In Phantom Wizard, there's not even going to be a chance for them to touch point here.
Yeah, this just looks done and dusted for Big Time Real Gaming here. Indeed. Absolutely just dismantling the side of Phantom Wizard. Phantom Wizard really only won that one fight at the end there, but after that, it's been all Big Time Real Gaming all the time. Seems like there's nothing they can stop that can stop them at this moment against Phantom Wizard. Even VVV with the picks that he's getting, it's not enough because the rest of the team isn't playing up to his level. So unfortunately for Phantom Wizard, while you have this carry potential Widowmaker player on your team, the rest of the team needs to step up and match his play, or else it's just going to go to waste like we saw on that first point.
Exactly. And oh boy, well, interesting start to Dorado. We're going to see the full cap come through for BTRG. So can Phantom Wizards, can they match that pace on the attack? Of course, is now the hard part for them. Is now the ask of them. So only time will tell. But if VVV continues to pop off, then there might be an opportunity for him. But again,
he needs help though. He really needs help.
Exactly. That's the thing.
like you saw it on the first point, he's getting these big picks. He's pressuring out both the Pharah and the Widowmaker and the Mercy at the same time. But then the ground game is just being lost by Phantom Wizard. They're not winning the halt hook combination game in the on the low ground. They're getting picked off, like sometimes even without the whole arc. They're just getting picked off being out of position. So they really got to start helping VVV because he's really the carry potential player. But solo carrying like this is very difficult, especially in this meta.
Exactly. And I mean, again, because even if you get kills, right, on the Widowmaker or on the Hanzo, even if you get a lot of kills, a lot of time, again, it doesn't really matter like you were talking about because the tanks survive and they're just so beefy. They have their shields. Well, now Phantom Wizard's on the attack. Halt hook, possibly. Nope, too far.
Oh.
First pick comes through. Keto dead.
Yep. Keto is dead, and there's a lot right now of shield break for the side of Big Time Real Gaming, so Chaser's going to have to play very carefully with his shields, and the rest of Phantom Wizard's going to have to play very carefully with their positioning as VVV does get the better of SkyShow in the Widow 1v1 at the start.
Kind of to be expected here. Pops up, looks for the shot onto Kelley. Will get a body hit, but yeah, now again, he's just looking for where that Pharah is going to poke her head out of so he can try and click it, essentially.
Just gotta click the heads.
Yep.
Sometimes it's just that easy. Sometimes you click the heads and that's just how it works.
Exactly. Bit of a forehead moment, but you know, sometimes it really is that easy. Kelley here, once again a bit low. Great positioning though, not being caught out, not putting themselves in a bad position where
nice fortify
can kill them. Great fortify indeed. Healing comes through. 10-10, trying to keep him at full health here, and well, it's looking good for Phantom Wizards. They open things up with 2 kills. There is the 1 frag onto Chaser there at the very beginning. Cloud almost close to this Dragon Strike.
He's chasing.
He's just cutting him around the fountain here. Well, good try, 10-10.
He got him.
There we go. Yoink from afar. But Kelley, meanwhile, in the backline, pops off, kills the Mercy rather, kills the Widowmaker as well. Getting confused by my snipers here. Uses the barrage, interestingly enough. Res onto Kelley. So BTRG, I think they're just having a bit of fun here at this stage of the game. They know that they've already won in this. They're just investing everything they can into this fight. Aerong with the nano boost available to him, 10-10, trying to make things work, but doesn't really have the support of the team for the time being. So
low too.
Exactly, not really something you want to be doing. I should add. Amy there has to pop the Valkyrie to keep 10-10 alive, who does have the whole hog. So we're gonna see, does he choose to use it here? Yes, he does. I mean, you basically have to if you want to take this and have still a decent amount of time left for the second point here. Yang though does just toss up the shield, 2 meters left on the payload, and we move.
Good hook.
Separate parts. Great hook indeed from Chaser onto Cloud, and they trade back and forth. But again, coming up on top will be Phantom Wizards. Res in onto Destiny, and yes, that will be that. Phantom Wizards should take this point. They do not.
Close.
I'm nothing short of baffled. There you go. That's what I like to see.
And they finally got it. Some nice picks coming out from fight. SkyShow tried his best to match them, but it just wasn't enough with all the sustain that Big Time Real Gaming had. They had both of their tanks just sitting there on the point. Disjointed a bit there from 10-10. He goes for the hook when there was the halt coming in, so you definitely could have gotten that kill onto Aerong, but he's going to be able to get out scot-free. And now Phantom Wizards is going to try and push this card. They have some ultimates, whereas Big Time Real Gaming, not too many of them. The biggest one here to look out for is the Barrage and the Nano Boost. Barrage, Nano Boost, a very deadly combo. Can keep the Pharah sustained throughout a lot of the damage coming out from the side of Phantom Wizard, or from Big Time Real Gaming.
Bit of a Pharah duel here between the two. But of course, Destiny does have that Barrage available, so bit of an advantage. VVV gonna open things up once again with another pick onto SkyShow. Does WinWinQ want to offer this res? Once bitten, twice shy, perhaps? Nope, we'll still get it. SkyShow was in a great position for the res. The VVV was not able to find it unless going on a bit of a solo flank. And of course, we've seen how solo flanks work, and most of the time it's that they don't. Destiny here pops off, meanwhile, with the Barrage. 2 kills for him. Keto will kill Kelley right before. Phantom Wizards will move on into third point.
And that was really important there from Keto on that Ana. He was able to sleep Kelley, who was going for the backline like they did on that first point. And not only that, able to give the nano towards his Pharah, gets that huge barrage damage. The 2K comes in and they're able to snowball into this third point. A lot of time as well for them coming in here, 3 minutes and 45 seconds. VVV gets another pick onto Kelley. Kelley has had a rough time no matter what he's been on dealing or avoiding VVV here.
Yeah.
Oh, that hook.
Oh my goodness. He just barely got him too. I think it was just
He curved the bullet.
Yeah, literally. All right.
Oh!
We can go right into Kaylee's waiting and ready arms. What a brutal combination that was. You've heard of the Halt Hook. How about the Halt Barrage?
And it looks like they're going to be able to clean up the fight. So BTRG, Yang here coming in clutch with that vault into that barrage. Nice 3K from Kelley, who's actually going to be switching over to the Hanzo. So going to offer a little bit more shield break potential as well as pick potential, because Pharah, not really the highest skybox in this map. It was really good that they got value off of that barrage, because usually you don't see that on this third point of C.
Right. That lets you comfortably swap. You don't have to worry about, dropping the ultimate, because again, ultimates are so valuable in Overwatch. So the fact that he found a ton of value with it is definitely a literal weight off of BTRG's shoulders. They're good scouting coming on through here from Destiny up top, letting the rest of the team know where they are, not to go for the dive. But the shield, great shield, cuts off the healing from onto Destiny rather. Don't know if it was intentional. We'll call it intentional.
Kato not able to get that nade onto his team, and they all go down. So these switches for Phantom Wizard not paying dividend just yet. The Chaser, one of the issues that's been with him throughout the entirety of the time we've seen him in Chinese Contenders, is he's a little bit too over aggressive and gets left on an island sometimes by himself, as we see here, just sitting here behind the shield, not really getting anything done, as Big Time Real Gaming have a pretty big ultimate advantage because of the wholesale swaps that Phantom Wizard have had to make. They've switched Sky Show onto the Zarya here. I like that, because Widow not getting too much value on this point.
Yes, indeed. Ho-Ha comes through here. Cramped hallways. Not a lot they can do about that, but they will be able to kite out of it. Hack comes through onto Cloud as well, just to shut things down if it wasn't already before. Nanabu was still available here for Aaron. He's been holding on to it for quite a bit, if I'm not mistaken. So now is the time to pop it. And yes, he does onto Kelley here, who will use the Dragon Strike. That extra damage was going to be so impactful. Killing Destiny, and then Amy not long after. Supercharger as well. So they were stacking a ton of damage onto that.
Yeah, and minute and 27 seconds, it's again this issue with Phantom Wizard is they're not finishing out these maps with the time bank that they've had with an advantage. We saw them come into this point with about 4 minutes left. Now only left at 1 minute and 9 seconds to get this pushed all the way to C, and even if at that point, they're probably going to get it pushed into overtime because they have to come into this point. They have the EMP, which is the biggest thing coming into this next fight. They can use that to try and snowball and get that third point capture, but it's not going to be with time or time at all. But ooh, Amy goes down.
EMP comes through. 3 members caught into it. No real ultimates online. Skyshow coming up to the Graviton Surge, though, so if you can build this up in this fight, possible tool that they can use. But first pick going to go through onto Keto, Q. They trade back and forth. No Mercy, though, could be the bigger pick, of course, but spawn advantage does fall in favor of BTRG for the time being. Graviton Surge in. BTRG going to toss things down. Sleep dart kill, not something you see a whole lot often, but we see it here. That really should just describe this match. This has just been a whole lot of things that we don't see often.
Yeah, this is over. I mean, with that last fight from Kate of Error, with their ultimate usage, you had at least one more fight if you just let that fight go. You could have had EMP, you could have had Rally and Primal still, but looks like it's just going to be done and dusted. Big Time Real Gaming probably going to take this with the 4-0 right now.
Dragon Strike in, trying to shut things down. Bomb over the top. Actually, not a whole lot that can run. 10-10. Okay, might have just opened things up. Amy here, kind of on a flank in the backline, pays for it with his life over Chaser. Manages to score a kill onto Kelley just a second before. So, Phantom Wizards, there might still be a glimmer of hope from them. Amy returning to the fight will return with that sound barrier. Will be so impactful. He's just got to get there in the first place is the hardest part. Keto now killing Yang Q. Doomfist in from Kelley. Again, we usually see Cloud on that roll.
Sound barrier.
See that we don't see it here. Sound barrier, like you just talked about there, and triple kill for Phantom Wizards. They will somehow be able to get the cap. So we're in extra rounds now, Kenobi.
Yeah, that looked really disastrous at the end, but 10-10 comes in super clutch with that 2K, and they're able to snowball Phantom Wizard off of that kill. And without that self-destruct, there's almost no way that they're able to win that map and even cap it in overtime.
Exactly.
So, I mean, for Phantom Wizard, good on them for finishing the map, something that they weren't able to do in Volskaya with that 7-minute time bank. So... I mean, it's a little bit of a light for the side of Phantom Wizard, but still a lot of issues. Like the fight before that, Amy gets hooked, and then they commit almost every ultimate into that fight when it's down 5v6. You commit the EMP, you commit the rally, you commit the Primal Rage even, that you would have been able to keep and use for that last fight. But unfortunately, they weren't able to do that. But fortunately, rather, for the side of Phantom Wizard, 10-10 comes in huge with that bomb. They're able to snowball off of that and finally cap the point. So...
Yep.
You know, snatching victory really from the jaws of defeat there was 10-10.
Indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, we're gonna, again, extra rounds time, and it's gonna be again interesting to see how these teams kind of play around that. But of course, Phantom Wizards did cap it in overtime, so we won't see a whole lot in terms of extra rounds. It'll really just be up to BTRG. And while BTRG, they've been dominant so far, and I would not expect Dorado to be any different. So could very well see the victory here for BTRG on our hands.
I mean, this is pretty good, actually, all things considered, for the side of Phantom Wizard. It didn't look like you were at that point, but you managed to do so, and now you have a minute to try and get that one map win, you know, get something from this series. You're already basically out of playoffs. You're 0-4. You need to have some sort of light at the end of the tunnel, and the light has been VVV, and maybe he can carry them in this last push with a minute left towards at least a map win in this series that's looked so much more dominant from Big Simon.
Exactly. Well, Kenobi, let's talk about Dorado. I mean, again, because we've been talking about the snipers quite a bit there and how VVV has been finding so much impact. But you know, surprisingly, we saw how impactful Sky Show was, and it seems that VVV has now been doing a pretty good job of countering him out, because he's not quite as dominant as he was. So, and just in general, VVV seems to have put a little bit of a hush, perhaps, over BTRG. So he's been having a lot of impact. But again, it's just when it comes down to it, you can't solo carry, unfortunately, especially not in bunker.
It seems like also VVV has been targeting the Pharah more often than the other Widowmaker on the other side, since there isn't, with his compositions from Phantom Wizard, there isn't a lot to deal with the Pharah in the air. So it's just, as we've been seeing from Kelley is getting picked off a lot by VVV, who's on that Widowmaker, and he's kind of controlling the skies more so than trying to control Sky Show on the other side. So I really like that, actually, because it's one of the only things that they've had to deal with that Pharah in the air is VVV. And Sky Show isn't getting the real value, because VVV, as we saw in that first point, was able to win both of those battles. He was able to win the Widow battle and able to win the Pharah battles. So he's doing a good job of targeting out the other DPS. It's just the issue is the ground game for the side of Phantom Wizard. Chaser and 10-10 are having some issues with their halt hook combinations. They seem a bit just disjointed. We saw some times where 10-10's throwing out hook when halt is coming in 2 seconds later, when you easily would have had a kill if that halt hook combination had connected. So again, with Phantom Wizard, it's kind of the same thing we've been talking about throughout the entire season. Disjointed play, inconsistent play coming out from all of them on all sides, and VVV seems to really be the only consistent player right now, besides probably Amy would be the other person I would say is consistent on the side of Phantom Wizard.
And I mean, a good duo in and of themselves, right? But you know, the Widow Mercy can only do so much, and well, when the Mercy has to be split between the front line and the back line, right? You can't damage boost your Widowmaker all the time. As we're going to move back on in game here, 1 minute for Phantom Wizard. They are going to set the pace here. How far will they get this payload? At least around this first corner.
Yeah, and this is actually really interesting from the side of Big Hungry Gaming, opting solo support Baptiste, so not a Mercy this time. That means you're not going to have Resurrection available, but the thing that Baptiste can do is pump out so much healing and also do some damage. If he's able to, if LemonKiwi is able to farm up towards this Amp Matrix, that's going to be a lot of damage and a lot of healing that Phantom Wizard might not be able to chew through. They're going to have to rely really heavily on a pick here from VVV or from Halt Hook.
Indeed. Oh, but who's going to open it up? It's going to be BTRG. Killing VVV there, but there's the counter halt hook, but they will not be able to kill Eren again. That immortality field coming in clutch, and denying that value.
Yeah, and it's really good sleep on the Yang, and he might go down here. The Fortify, not enough, and he's going to go down, so that's a lot of shit don't have. This might be Phantom Wizard's opportunity right here.
Yeah, they have 3 seconds left on the clock. They missed that halt hook, but they can get the payload moving here. Destiny will kill Sky Show, so this is a good opportunity for them to do so. Kelley trying to make things work, snipe out this far. Mercy lands 1. That will be it. 3 meters left here. Will anyone even contest? No. BTRG decide not to. They're just going to take the fight in second point.
Yeah, they actually managed to cap, and they're going to actually be able to stagger out Kelley here in this backline. The Blizzard comes out, though.
Right, it's OT. They have no need to
stop
fighting this at all. And wow, BTRG. Oh, they just completely denied. Great play from them. The Blizzard comes through, and then they just, I mean, they burn all their up. There's no reason not to, again, because it's overtime on the point. And Phantom Wizards, they thought, even I thought, they would have gotten a moment over spite there, but BTRG, they don't even let them. They just continue to fight that, and well, it paid off for them in dividends.
And Destiny was right there too, but he barraged above the cart, which means he wasn't able to contest. If he's able to contest there for a little bit longer and doesn't hit that barrage, there's a possibility with the respawn timers that that Phantom Wizard had and the place it was, they could have maybe gotten back onto the point and tried to win the fight there, but it just didn't work out that way for them, as the Blizzard gets the most insane value by freezing people off the cart and zoning them away. Unfortunately for Phantom Wizard, it looked really good at the start, but just that Blizzard really hindered their progress. And now for Big Time Real Gaming, with 3 minutes and 45 seconds, your win condition is set. It's basically cap the first point and cap it hard enough where it's just going to go through those doors. And once it goes through those doors, the game's going to be over, and you're possibly looking at a 4-0 win for yourselves.
Exactly. Well, BTRG, they've got to be feeling happy with themselves after that bit of a stop there. So again, like you said, the ball's in their court. BTRG's got to make things work. And so far throughout this series, they have been, as we move right back on in game here. BTRG. Okay.
This is the pirate ship right here, Rien. The double shields. This is just to keep the Bastion alive.
Hot pocket.
Unfurl the sails, as Sky Show is just going to try and just rain as much damage as possible from this minigun of his. Too much. There's a lot of shielding for Big Time Real Gaming. Phantom is going to have to try really hard to chew through all of this. Yeah,
this is the hot pocket composition. I have no idea why it's called the hot pocket, but I heard that term once and I like it. So you got the Heurix shield in the front, Reinhardt shield in the back, and well, what are you supposed to shoot into? And then you have Matrix as well. The Sky Show here. The ride stops for a brief moment. Please keep all pins and feet inside the vehicle at all times. Sky Show. He just sits there. He gets hooked off, but well.
Yeah, this is BTRG playing with their
not much to talk about here.
This BTRG done and dusted.
Yep, that's a little bit outdated here, but BTRG kind of ruffle stomping Phantom Wizard here for
hard.
lack of a better term. For lack of a better term, I'm using that against my will. I'll have you guys know. Okay, a little bit of a celebratory spin there. I mean, Sky Show, he's just decimating everybody. Yep. There we go. Well, I mean, that was quick.
That's kind of a flex on him a little bit right there. With they're like, okay, we don't want to let this go any longer than possible. We're just gonna bring out the pirate ship combination with the double shields. Just have Sky Show just sit there. Sky Show, you played Widow. You don't have to play any. You're just playing Bastion right now. Just shoot stuff. Shoot anything that comes in your front of your vision.
Oh boy.
Not a lot of mechanical skill required when you're just holding down that left mouse button.
Yeah, very classic. All right, LaFon. Coming back in here, the series is indeed over. BTRG with the 4-0 over Phantom Wizards. Perhaps the expected result that BTRG would win, but that was a pretty dominant.
Well, it wasn't a map 5, so
yeah, I was gonna say when it comes to BTRG, the expected is never the expected.
Fifth map, some preview of some sort.
Definite true moment.
Right. I mean, how many more can I throw in there? Good God! But he tried his best at the flooded deadlift, did not succeed. As most flooded deadlifts do not. It's a very tough set to go through. No, but I think the sniper play from VVVV was really strong. Was one of the highlights for sure for
Big
Phantom
highlight.
Wizard. Yeah, I think BTRG though, even though they were losing the Widow battles or often the DPS battles, because shout out to Kelley for showing projectile and hit scan play. Played the Widow, played the Hanzo, played the Pharah, played some Genji, played some Diva. Across a range of heroes. I think what ended up happening is that, again, BTRG just the better team as a whole and one player does not a team make. So Phantom Wizard kind of struggling towards that end of it, wasn't able to really close it out. And I think nowhere was that more evident than in the penultimate fight on Phantom Wizard's attack on Dorado, right, where they lost on the EMP. Amy gets picked off. They're unable to really. They have to go because they don't have a choice.
Yeah.
They throw the EMP and doesn't catch anyone, and it's or rather the targets it does catch don't really get affected by it, and it's just good peel from BTRG. They end up closing that fight. Really, so a lucky play from 1010 is what allowed a second attack at all.
Exactly.
You know, if that self-destruct was even 10 degrees shorter, you're looking at a map that ended before a second time bank. So BTRG were in control pretty much that entire series.
Yep, breaking out the protractor for that one, you know, measuring the angles, making sure he's got the angle of approach, the angle of attack all correct.
And I think with Phantom Wizard too is just like LaFon talked about that fight at the end of their first attack, just a lot of ultimates just going in and not getting value, and that's kind of been a theme for them throughout. We saw it on first map, the Nano on WVV not getting the value, barrages and Nano barrages not getting the value that they need, and at that last fight, you're rallying when Amy is 5 feet, like 100 feet away from you, and it's not getting you're primaling in that last fight. You still have a fight left, so you probably could have kept a little bit of those. You could have kept a few of those ultimates coming into that last fight, but again, that lucky 10-10 Diva Bomb was able to pull their feet out of the fire there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, credit to Yang Yang for shoring it up on Dorado, because I think it was a much better performance there than on King's Row. So BTRG, they're looking forward to the next couple weeks, because if this is the gameplay they had, it's not looking terrible for them in a playoff situation at this moment, at least.
Right.
But for Phantom Wizard, they're probably it's
Phantom Wizard's probably out. With the game today, Phantom Wizard is almost certainly out.
A miracle probably has to happen for them to even have a chance to make it into that fourth spot. Even at that fifth spot's going to be difficult for them now, being 0-4. And I'm not sure who they play next, but based on the games I've seen so far, it's going to be a very difficult game for them, no matter who it's up against.
Yeah, they play LGE Huya. So
very difficult game.
GG's.
Yeah. I mean, we'll get a chance to see LGE Huya tomorrow, actually, as they go up against Bubble Burster, which gives us an idea of how LGE is going to play out the remainder of the season. But LGE plays Bubble Burster and Phantom Wizard, 2 games that should be, pretty winnable for LGE. So there's definitely some concerns there for Phantom Wizard. Obviously for our team here in BTRG in week number 5, they play Team CC. So. For them heading into this last set of games, BTRG are in very good position to close out the season with a playoff berth.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, any final thoughts here before we're gonna throw it to a break, gentlemen?
Oh, I think BTRG really looking for that. I mean, if they're playing Team C next week, that's probably going to go for sure. Both of those teams are pretty good map 5 teams. You can almost guarantee that that's probably what we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be a competitive series for sure. Well, we're going to throw it to a break for the time being. We'll be back with our 3rd game after this, so don't go anywhere.